Hey Meeple people, how's it going? And on today's video, I want to talk about Critters at War. This is a game that is a reskin of Air, Land, and Sea by Arcane Wonders for 2 players. Let's get into it.
The war is on. Gather your forces and face off in the air, land, and sea. Outsmart and outplay your opponent to claim your victory. It won't be easy, but it will be glorious.
So this is the setup for a 2-player game in Air, Land, and Sea Critters at War. First off, you're going to go ahead and randomly make a player the first player or the second player. And then you're going to go ahead and deal each player 6 cards. And the backs are going to be important later on in the game. And then you're going to go ahead and randomly put out these 3 theaters. You've got sea, land, and air. And then next you're going to go ahead and put the rest of the cards that you didn't deal out off to the side. So on your turn, you have 3 choices to make. You can go ahead and deploy, improvise, or withdraw. Let's go ahead and talk about the first thing. Deploying. This is your hand, and you have 3 different cards, like the theaters. You got the sea, land, and air. And in your hand, you got cards that go with the air, land, and sea. Now you can play one of these cards to one of the matching theaters and then do abilities if they have some. You'll have abilities with these infinity symbols that are continuous, and then you'll have abilities with these lightning symbols that are instant and one time. Another option you have on your turn is improvising. You can go ahead and flip over a card, and that back will be a 2-value wild. So you can put this card into any theater you think that needs some extra oomph within this battle. And last but not least, the option you have on your turn, and I would say this would be a last resort, is to withdraw from this particular battle. You can go ahead and look at your player card. So in case for the first player, if I go ahead and withdraw, I'm basically saying my opponent wins this battle, and I give them so many points based on however many cards are in my hand. So the point of the game in Air, Land, and Sea Critters at War is to get 12 victory points. You do those by winning battles. You can straight out win a battle where after you play all your cards, both players playing all their cards, they'll head and score up and see who has the most points at each location. And whoever has more 1 locations gets 6 victory points. Or if an opponent or a player decides to withdraw, you'll go ahead and see how many cards are left in your hand, and you'll give them a reduced point value. So you can kind of see this battle isn't going to go in my favor, so I'm going to go ahead and withdraw, and instead of giving my opponent the full 6 points, you can go ahead and give them some points less. But you got to be careful. The closer you get to not figuring out that you are losing this battle, you're going to give them still a good bit of points. Also, after you're done with the battle, everyone has played their cards, or you have another opponent or player has withdrawn from the current battle that's going on right now. To reset for the next round or battle per se, in case no one has gotten to that 12 victory point condition of winning the game, you're going to go ahead and shuffle all the cards that have been played back into the main deck, and then you're going to shuffle those out, deal 6 to each player, and then you're going to go ahead and also shift 1 down. So sea will go where land is, land will go where air is, and air will go all the way back where sea was. And then next, you're going to go ahead and make yourself so I was in this side was the first player. Now you're going to go ahead and flip those cards, and so the other player or the other side is going to be first, and then you will be second, and that'll flip back and forth until there is a victor. So that was a quick overview of Land, Air, and Sea Critters at War by Arcane Wonders. This is a very cool 2-player, very strategic, and I want to hit on a few things that I really liked about this game. First off, the rulebook. The rulebook was simple, but it felt repetitive. but at the same time, I feel like the rule book was going for the lowest common denominator, the person that has maybe never played board games or that isn't too familiar maybe with strategy games. They were repetitive and they just got through to their point. So it feels like after you read the rule book, you shouldn't really have any questions, that the rule book was very thorough and that it was just a great rule book. You can't really say that about a lot of games. And another thing is, this is another little gateway game to strategy games. I think it's very quick, very fun, and fast because you can go ahead and set up a certain amount of victory points if you want to go ahead and play to a certain number, or you can make it longer, shorter. It's just the adaptability of how long someone wants to play a game. And plus, this game is small. It's, I think, 18 cards that you get to play with, and you're shuffling them up, dealing 6 to each player, and then that's all you get. You get those 6 cards. Now, there's some cards that will give you some cards, but that just, and then you keep playing them out. And then after everyone plays everything out, that's the end of a battle/round. So gameplay can go fairly quickly. I feel like it also touches on analysis paralysis, where someone could be a little AP, but at the same time, you don't have too many options within AP because, you have 6 cards. Yeah, where can I put them? Could I flip them back? But there's they all have a certain place they need to be placed, or you flip them over. So it's not really, maybe timing is an AP issue, but I don't really see that in this game. I see that it goes by pretty quickly once you get the hang of it. And again, the biggest thing is, like any new game, is going over the rule books. But again, this rule book is pretty darn good. So, and another thing, really like the artwork. Really like. I've seen it I got this one at convention, and I appreciate Arcane Wonders for supplying us with this copy, which we're very appreciative of. But yeah, this is just one of a very small game that I would recommend for someone that wants also a lot of like strategy games, but doesn't always want to, get into a heated or deep strategy game. They want something that is just quick. And I would recommend this one because this is just a quick strategy game. And it's just cards. You just play it, not much table space. You can play it pretty much anywhere. Traveling, I love small travel games that you can play that are actually good. But yeah, this is definitely one of those. Any cons I have for the game? Nothing really. If you're not too much of the take that, or you don't really like strategy games, or you just are not really into the war theme that it brings off, then I guess those can be some cons. But in my opinion, I really like it. It's fast. It's quick. The rule book is solid. You don't need to go to BGG forums and get bogged down in everything. They go ahead and the Arcane Wonders is a company that's been around, so they had just a good rule book because they are they're gamers too, so they've definitely done their homework on rule books. But yeah, that's everything I pretty much have for Airland and Sea Critters at War. I hope you all check out the BGG link I'm going to provide so you can check it out more and maybe even pick up a copy sometime. Well, until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Toodles!